Japan has been known to be kind of in their own bubble when it comes to other races. And that's okay for them, of course, because they don't really care. They don't care how other races are affected because they only care about entertaining only their people. If you're a half breed, if you're not, you're fair game to them. You're fair game to them. Kind of like how it was in the 1950s in America and back. They only care about their own kind. And if you get offended, because it's not for you. So, really sure what I'm about to see here. But like yesterday with the Hana Kimura thing, I'll be giving you my live thoughts on how interesting their representation of the Black Lives Matter movement, which is a very serious thing over here in America. I have no idea why Japan even wanted to even do this in the first place. Considering what they go through with the police, not the same thing Americans go through at all. So let's see what this video has to say. You can hear it in the background, and I'll be going through the points as the important parts come up. So first off here, it says that a program called Sekai no Ima, well, the world now targets younger audiences in the Sunday evening. In America, I think Sunday morning or Saturday morning targeting kids, but Sunday evening, shouldn't kids be going to bed for the next day? Eh. It got criticized online for the 80-second long video featuring a group of African American protesters. The background behind our anger. So they have a lot of black people on screen. They all look different. They all have their own little unique things about them. But the main one in the front there to the left in blue is so typical Japan to draw black people like they're still in the 70s. Giant afro, giant sideburns. That's definitely Japan. They don't know shit about what anybody else is doing right now. They only know about the 70s. The difference between us blacks and whites' poverty gap. They're definitely saying that what's subtitled. I know the bad words for what they're saying. They're definitely saying it. That wasn't 80 seconds long. I know that wasn't. I know that wasn't 80 seconds. That was like 10 seconds at most. It was rather offensive, but Japanese people really, honestly, just stay out of this shit. I don't expect Europeans to get in on this shit, or Australians, or even Africans in Africa. They shouldn't be getting on this. This is an American issue with American cops. American cops constantly target groups of basically non-whites because they're forced. The NYPD, basically the police force in general, is majority white people, and they've been doing nasty things to people that don't look like them. Just because you protect and serve doesn't mean you're protecting and serving everyone. Serving and protecting sounds like something you're only protecting your own kind. But this is an American issue. This is not a Canadian issue. This is an American issue. You see what's going on over here? Don't even advertise this kind of stuff. This has nothing to do with you. Stay out of it. So, like, if let's go back to the Hana Kimura thing. If an American broadcaster, per se, were to talk about the Hana Kimura incident, it's not our business to do so. We as Americans didn't know the whole story of Hana Kimura's stuff and why she did what she did. So we should stay out of this kind of stuff. I, on the other hand, I've been in Japan. I speak Japanese. I read Japanese. I study the Japanese culture. I've been to Japanese shows. I waited online in Japan. I've been in their culture. I watch Stardom. I know who Hana Kimura is. So most people have a right to fucking talk about this person. If you don't know anything about Hana Kimura, who she was, don't talk about her. So this is going on here. So like, like the other day I did a video last night, or actually I did a video on Hana Kimura on how like she was targeted by cyberbullying, and how a cyberbully actually went to the parents and decided to spill the dirty laundry to the parents as well. Like that's fucking disgusting. I woke up like it was still fucking disgusting, and I thought about all the because like what I'm seeing on screen here, it says like it was disgusting because this like the trolls or whatever online to the same thing to Hana Kimura. What Hana Kimura did, she got angry at someone destroying her valuable property, and the Japanese people thought it was disrespectful, gross. You should kill yourself because you got angry. You got angry at someone for destroying your shit? Let's see someone go into your house and take a bat to your TV and see if you're smiling at the end of that one. Especially when that particular person has a history of doing bad things to you. You're going to keep doing that one? Here's a little side note from me to you here. Here's a little personal story from me to you over here, right? I was in Japan walking on the street, and it was a narrow alley. There was no garbage cans around. And I just got there, by the way. Like less than a week I was there. I didn't see any garbage cans around. I saw garbage like on the other side of the fence. I threw garbage over the fence. I didn't know how Japan was all, clean like or whatever. In America, you see a place that has garbage on the other side and it's separate from your path there, you throw it over there. No problem. I did that once. I heard someone in Japanese say, Nani sunda, which means, what are you doing? So they got a problem with that too. In America, nobody would do that. I was in Ohio. I was in California. I was in Florida. Nobody would do that. Nobody would be like, nobody would do that. Nobody would care. As long as off the beaten path, nobody would really care. Especially if it's not like a trend of doing things. So the Japanese people in general, like I look at the Reddit boards and I see people saying all kind of fucking stupid shit. They will use any excuse to prove you or whoever wrong. Like any little fucking pothole, they won't think it's figurative. They'll take it literally. They'll do the same thing. Like when I hear words like on the screen over here, disgusting, I think of like puking. I think of hitting somebody in the face really hard for no reason. Disgusting, like taking shit in the street. That's disgusting to me. That's disgusting to me. But in Japan, burping after eating is disgusting. That's gross. Disgusting to me is like farting real loud, like something like that. That's. But I wouldn't say that's like really disgusting. That's rude. That's fucking rude. But disgusting, I got some real words for disgusting. And them saying this is disgusting, it's kind of right because they have no right to talk about other races and other countries' problems. You don't see us talking about Japan's problems or any other place's problems. We shouldn't, because we're Americans. We should essentially care about what Americans do. Unless it bleeds into over here, unfortunately, I got to say we got to care about our quote unquote own kind per se. So let me continue on with this video. They're spreading the wrong image. Oh, I gotta reset my shit. What the fuck? Am I on the air? Don't tell me this shit. Singing along with 3 counts. Yeah, later. I gotta close this thing right here. Here's something in the background on my computer. There we go. Motherfucker. Okay, good. It's probably ready. Make sure it's running right. Okay, continue. Spreading the wrong image, racism, stereotype video, they're treating blacks like dangerous animals. I didn't see that in the video I saw. It looks like they treat them as disgruntled and always angry. Yeah, I kind of did mention that. Yeah. The video made it look like black people were protesting, but the video didn't say what the protest was about. This is about, yeah, exactly. So police brutality and George Floyd. But for some reason, this video didn't get that point across, did they? So they took it down. You like a consideration. Hold up, there's a little bit more in the tweet. Yeah, more thought and care didn't go into the video. The characters used were very insensitive. Yeah. There's a little bit more to this. We don't accept your lame excuse anymore. You claim ignorance about blackness, and yet you feel empowered to make offensive racist commentary on black issues. Hashtag BLM without consulting anyone. You need help. If you need help, we are here. But this BS is unacceptable. That's a perfectly valid statement. You're not threatening anybody. That's fine. You're saying you want help? Ask us. That's fine. You claim ignorance about blackness, and yet you feel empowered to make an offensive racist commentary on black issues. Yeah. Yeah, that's an argument. That's not really saying anything extremely threatening. That's fine.
They didn't even mention Floyd. They didn't mention the cops. They just are saying that black people are rioting because they don't make as much money as white people and all this other bullshit. On national TV, they're saying this racist shit and painting a bad image for black people in Japan. Come on, Japan.
Japanese TV show featuring blackface actor sparks anger. In recent years, there have been similar accusations of racism or cultural insensitivity in Japan. That's not going to happen. About the whole needs to be educated thing, that's never going to happen. Oh, she's a Japanese person. It's not going to happen because Japanese people are ignorant to their own kind and they don't really care. It's fine because I've been there. I know how much their head is in the sand. Americans' heads are in the sand too. So we're not crispy clean either.
黒人のその分断を説明しようといった意図は分かるんですけれども、あれ、黒人のあの描き方だったら昔と何の進歩もしないじゃないですか。黒人に対するその偏見というのが。だから僕もあれは本当に配慮にかけていたなと思います。
Okay, so he understands, the Japanese person understands that the NHK thing was definitely insensitive. And saying that we're rioting just because just because we don't have enough as much money as white people. In Japan, they believe that white people have all the money. Jamie, living in Japan for over 10 years, professor at a university from Baltimore, U.S.
Some of my acquaintances were really upset about the video. I watched the video. I was a little bit surprised by how normal it was, how unupsetting it was. The video didn't bother me at all. It's true that the video didn't have all of the information, but it was also a video that was like a minute and 10 seconds long. So I think for its length, it was actually not a terrible video. People on the internet love to be offended, especially if there's a target like NHK. They can hit as hard as they want against NHK. Some of the people who were angriest at that video were probably people who wanted that video to explain how they personally felt. It would have been nice if the video could fit in everybody's personal opinions and everybody's experiences and everybody's own reasons for protesting or for their own anger or resentment. That's not something that NHK was equipped to do. I read that some people were angry because of what they thought were stereotypes. But to be honest, I think I look that way. Big guy strumming the guitar with like short sleeves and a beard. I look exactly like that guy. It didn't really offend me. In that style of animation, everyone looks ugly. But that's kind of part of the charm of that animation. It didn't really bother me.
But some of my black friends actually really like angry, and they are kind of claiming Japan really needs to be educated more.
I think that a phrase like that, like Japan needs to be educated more or something, really puts the problem off on someone else.
True.
People really believe racism is a big issue and they want to end it. It's those people who need to find some way to explain to Japanese people in a way that Japanese people can understand. People often say like, well, it's not my job to explain racism to you, but actually it's not anybody's job. If this person doesn't do it, nobody is going to do it. There are people out there in the world, primarily educators, YouTubers and interviewers like yourself, hopefully me as a teacher, who feel a sense of responsibility to share information with other people. I definitely don't think that it's everybody's job to teach everybody, but I also don't think that anybody should completely absolve themselves of that responsibility. If they want other people to know something, there isn't necessarily anybody else who will teach them. Piece of advice that I would give, in this case, I think the piece of advice that I would give to foreigners and to Japanese is actually the same. I would say, try not to offend people, but try much harder not to be offended. People are going to say things to you that you perceive as mean, but that might not be the end of the world. If you can avoid being offended, it will be a lot easier to get over that, to make friends with the person, to educate the person, to help them understand the world as you see it. Of course, it's important to be kind to other people, but honestly, I think it's much more important to accept the things that people say to you openly. So you were saying a moment ago, you said you think you're tolerant of people.
I hope so. I think, it's actually quite rare. People totally agree with my opinion. So I'm kind of used to, they disagree with my opinion.
That definitely makes sense. That is something that I think is, at least on social media and on TV, is not as common as I wish it were. Even when presented with the same facts, people are going to come to different conclusions. We don't necessarily all have to come to the same conclusion. If we can appreciate that people are different, then we should be able to appreciate that the things that people believe and the way that people see the world is also going to be different.
Good stuff. Seeing